Thank you for tuning into the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today in Disclosures. And we have our guest, Peter the Insider, actually co-host, and he's going to be updating us. He's been away for a really long time, and so he has a lot of different things that have been going on and lots of information that he has to share. So I'm just going to let Peter talk and give us an update about what's been happening in his experiences and travels and missions. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Jessica, and I want to say hello to all of our regular and maybe not so regular viewers and listeners. So, what is this mission about? Of course, we love those type of missions because it was like, okay, you've got certain tasks because there is a HQ. And many people are asking us or me or whatsoever, okay? It is ACIO's HQ. Nah, stop, okay? This wasn't about ACIO at all. As maybe you are kind of wondering, but most missions, my bad, they are causing us problems are not from ACIO. And people are like, what the heck is going on? And or let's say on this question is very easy answer, because people from it, okay, not only people, but it is in ACIO or within ACIO, they know what they are doing, what is the aim, I mean, let's say the goal of the mission. There are certain processes how to do so, and of course, this quotes and quotes army phrase, military phrase, if it is safe to do so. But there is another HQ. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, more in depth, in details maybe, and it is HQ of what, just by the way, none of that like officially exists, okay? It is Black Ops, or let's say Specs Ops HQ, because technically nothing like that exists officially, just by the way. And let's say 3 out of 4 of those missions ended up in very bad way. It is absolutely crazy. No, and exactly, Jessica, as you are, like shaking head, because I don't want to say they don't know, but let's say they are using practices and processes and the ways as they are, let's say, working in this reality, in this, I don't know, timeline, context of I don't want to say context of existence, timeline, reality, universe, megaverse, dimension, and so on. And that's the problem, if they really don't know, and this is really big problem, it is 90, maybe 95%. Which from those previous listed options it is, they simply call it, they simply, quotes in quotes, took it to the mist, or they are taking it to the mist, context of existence, and period, right? Because you cannot determine it more specifically, and it is simply context of existence, and then you are like, oh my god, and where the heck we are now. It is just context of existence, like another one. And you know, as it is for soldiers, soldier cares, soldier have. And there is, you know what I mean, like higher ranked officers, they absolutely don't care, because you as a soldier need to care. Sorry, this is desperate laugh, because technically this mission we are right here right now is absolutely perfect case of this type of this mission. And just by the way, we've got certain more in-depth details, and we can, if you are a believer, think God, or maybe, let's say, if you are not believer, think, you know, maybe think what? Destiny? I don't know, how can I call it? That we don't have it on any sort of, I don't know, digital media, because in most cases, digital media, if they are not completely like destroyed, then most cases they are damaged in some way, and it is very complicated even for our technicians to get the data fully restored. So they gave us from Black Ops, let's say Specs Ops HQ, they gave us printed, aka, you know, analog manual copies. And in that time, it was like what? Like 2 or 3 minutes after that. So absolutely, like, details about the mission, zero, like nothing, okay? And bam, we are here. We are here. You know, like, you can't swim. I mean, sorry, my bad. Like, you have a child, and the child cannot swim. And it's like, how old are you? 6. You can't swim? Nah, you can. I cannot. No. And you simply take the child and you just throw him or her. Do you know what I mean? To the I don't know, to the swimming pool, and that was it. And we are here right now. And what is it? How can I describe this reality? That's a question. It's like very, and I mean very, 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 like, tremendously bad let's say together taken puzzle. Whatever, whenever you open the door, you make certain step, you can be in absolutely different context of existence, and that's the problem. You know. Just
like a portal? Is it a portal that you go through, or is it just
no. It is pretty much like in the Matrix. It's pretty much like in the Matrix.
Okay. But you called it a puzzle.
Please, I know this is phrase in English, but please don't use okay, because this is not everything but not okay. Sorry, I am laughing, but this is a desperate laugh. It is huge catastrophe, okay?
Yeah, well, you were telling me that you went into this reality and you were actually you met some scientists,
Yeah,
but it's a completely different context of existence, but celebrities that we recognize.
exactly.
Okay, so
Scientists, celebrities, what they are, artists. I mean, painters, musicians, and so on. Politicians, just by the way, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, that's true. That's
and
true.
and was there were you learning information from them, or are we headed in that direction, or are we not headed in that direction? It's just another parallel.
No. What we got, let's say, the information what we took from them, it is pretty much, if we will successfully go back to our initial, that means your, pretty much now it is your reality, because we are in different one, not reality, let's call it context of existence. It will end up like, okay, in 2032 we will simply merge with another context of existence, and that is it, what we want, or let's say what we wish, call it as you like. Okay, that's it. Because technically, why I am talking about 2032, okay? Initially, so many people, are or were saying, because we've got conversation with Jessica, I need to say that, and it is important that we should sometimes, from time to time, to say certain or make clarification about certain things. They are in the background. So many people believe, of course, we know that it was fake stuff, that in 2012 it will be end of the world. Nope, it wasn't like that. It was very easy. From December 21st to December 22nd, it was end of 5th and start of 6th great solar cycle, right? And we've got, and this is it, another quote unquote, army phrase. If it is safe to do so, a time step in time traveling, we are talking about 20 years. And initially, so that means the elites, they are ruling the world, or they were ruling the world, my bad, at the time. They somehow stretched, so quote unquote, both half step, aka 2012. It's logic, it's very easy math, primitive math. 2022, but something went terribly wrong, and they both the second half of the step. So that means, instead of 10 years, full 20 years. That means, or that equals, we are talking about 2032 right now, okay? This is very important. And just by the way, it was kind of, let's say, edgy, for our listeners, edgy conversation, that I was like, why in the world should I talk about? And I don't want to say primitive stuff, but let's say elementary stuff. But then I got that, Jessica said that to me, and I was like, why in the world this? And then I got it, but without the smallest things, okay? People will be not able to get, let's say, greater or bigger picture. Am I right?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I'm just saying how it is, okay? because
So Peter, you're saying something incredibly interesting that a lot of people have never heard before. And I've never heard anyone talk about this before. And it totally makes sense. It's actually very, very enlightening. So we know, like you said, the 2020 event that was supposed to happen in 2012 or
yes,
2012 event. And
please,
and
please,
that,
please,
that
let
was
me
supposed
finish.
to end it,
Sorry,
right?
sorry. It is very impolite to interrupt, but we need to make correction. Not 2020, 2012, and
No, I
then
know. I got excited. I got excited because you
yeah,
said something really interesting, Peter, that nobody has ever explained. And that is, you said the elite were supposed to stop for the sixth cycle was supposed to begin
yeah.
on December 22nd of 2012,
But
right?
yes, but give me a second, give me a
Yeah.
second, and I will tell you one very important, even more important thing. Now you are maybe like, let's say, you know what I mean, like on very edge. Like, what in the world are you talking about, Peter?
No, I
Because
know what you're
technically,
talking
please
about.
give me a second, give me a second, let me finish this idea, because
Okay.
because you are not talking about, you are talking about 2022, but we stop, or let's say we got rid of the matrix in 2020. Hey, but consider one very important thing, okay? That in case of emergency, you can go 10% plus. So, except 20 years, 22 years. And that was those 2%. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So 2020, and then this percent as an option, okay? And
Yeah.
everything makes sense, okay?
The part that nobody ever has brought up, Peter, that literally is mind-blowing is that so you're and I just want clarity on this. You're
Okay?
saying the elite were supposed to leave in 2012,
Yes.
but then they did another jump and extend and changed their time and then went to 2020 and then they were supposed to be shut down. But what
Yeah.
did they do another jump so that it goes to 2032 where there's supposed to be their great reset where they're changing everything?
Pretty much. And then
That's part it.
something happened, and this is it. What we are here, uh, what we are here for. Let's say to get like, okay, why in the world? What was screwed, or pretty much what will be screwed? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because it's like in your timeline, it is quotes in quotes only 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry for that, because everything is for
Yeah.
us just a little bit. And this is it what I'm trying to say, okay? That, like, okay, it is half step. Do you know what I mean? Like half step plus, half step minus, but something literally very, very, very um, big, if you want to call it that way, must to happen once they were forced to use these quotes in quotes 10% plus, because it makes the whole, let's say, operation, time travel operation risky, unstable, and so on and so on and so on. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is it exactly.
I do. Now, what technology are they using? Sort of, are they using CERN or are they using something else to create these
Yeah,
anomalies?
they are using CERN, like Higgs boson, or I don't know how it is in English to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or let's say, give me a second. They are using the facility. What is exactly like the official purpose? It's, of course, it is highly high-tech, scientific research and so on. They want to isolate, quotes in quotes, Higgs boson and so on. Nah, okay, it is official stuff. But the real deal is this. Time travel. Safe is this like army phrase. Safe to do so time traveling. So aka 40 in normal ways, or let's say in normal occasions, 40 years. Because once again, okay, 20 years plus, 20 years minus, okay? So equals 40. This is it. And in very, let's say, emergency situations, 44, because like 22 years plus, 22 years minus. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
So sorry for that, but I was like, it was very edgy conversation. Okay, I'm very honest with our listeners. Maybe even with regulars, maybe with new ones. But then I got it like, okay, but this is not the way how I should think about the show and how I share our info, our intel, because without those elementary things, people will simply start to lose interest, okay? Nah, and this is not what I want. I want to spread truth, okay? That's it. It's easy. And to be honest, I'm in kind of shock that you never heard about this. I mean, about
not explained that way, Peter. No, definitely not.
Interesting.
No, you're the only one that's been able to say it like that, which explains it perfectly, because you know exactly where the junctures were, or the junctions were that where they jumped from, okay, or they did the time anomaly. Is when we were getting close to getting rid of this elite group, that's when they activated. And so every time we get close to it, they reactivate something else to maintain their power.
Oh yeah, this is exactly,
which is creating all these anomalies. And there was a man that I was listening to. I was looking for his this video that I had, and he was going on and on about how we have global warming. He worked in CERN. He says he worked there. I thought maybe you would recognize who he is, and I have to look it up. But and I get that for you.
So sorry for that, but I was like, okay, maybe it will worth to start from very beginning, and then you were like, oh my God, we should talk about that.
Yeah,
I'm happy, right? To be perfectly honest, I'm happy that it turned this way. Okay, I'm happy. Oh my.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, that's so we're on the right track. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So why don't you talk a little bit more about this puzzle reality and what happened when you got there? And so it sounds like you're staying there. Is that the case, or?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, because like the reality is, how can we say it properly? It is what? It has plenty of pieces. And you need to get, quotes in quotes, on track. That means you need to be smart. You need to be clever. How to, and either I don't know how, like, you know what I mean, to get it memorized, or to make some notes in notebook. I mean, not notebook like electronics, because it can get really wrong, believe me. but simply have small notebook and like A5, A6. Do you know what I mean? Like these small formats, and write it. Because you will be not able, you will be not able to get in certain doors or maybe certain properties, because it is not only like that it was in Matrix. I mean, my bad, Matrix movie, okay? It is like you will go to another property, I mean like front yard, backyard, or something like that, you know? And then uh, you will be, I don't know, for example, okay, you are like Shakespeare times, then you will be, I don't know, in ancient, don't know, Egypt, for example. Then you will be in I don't know, in antique, I mean, like for example, ancient Greece or ancient Rome times, okay? I mean, do you know what I mean? According, judging, do you know what I mean? Like buildings and how people are clothed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like something like that. Then pretty much, I don't know, Cold War times or times between wars. And then, for example, like quotes in quotes, cyberpunk. Do you know what I mean? Like not only like 2077. Why I don't. I mean, there is story behind that. Why they chose exactly 2077. But let's call it cyberpunk years. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's it. And
so when you jump to the same,
only,
it's the same location. It's the
no,
same location.
and this is another problem.
No, I'm saying like say coordinates. You do the
Give me a
coordinates.
second. Not only different coordinates, very different coordinates, but absolutely not the another planet, another, I don't want to say solar system, but star system. You are like, what in the world is that crap about? Because they've got wormhole. Give me a second. Wormhole. And they simply, how can I say that? Like, wormhole is something like fuse reactor. Okay? And you start it, and it's like, okay, this is so great. We've got gateway. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are highway. But then something, don't ask me what it was. I am not scientist, okay? Something went terribly wrong, and then they opened, my bad, way too wide highway in the first place. Quotes in quotes, this is just a parallel highway with way too many lines. And it is, I don't know, like in those towns or cities in India or Pakistan. Do you know what I mean? There are no lines.
Big highway. Yeah, multiple highway.
Yeah, exactly. And they are just clapping. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? And there is no, or there are no rules on the streets. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So something like that. And do you know what is absolutely the most crazy part, or the craziest part, if you want to call it that way, is this feeling. I cannot describe this feeling, that you are feeling yourself pretty much, you are decomposing yourself to not to molecules, to atoms, once you are going through this wormhole, and it is literally like in the Matrix, but it is not like in the Matrix, like black color. Do you know what I mean? And then
Right.
those green coats or so, but
Yeah.
black color and then plenty of colors of codes and whatsoever, and you are like, what in the world? And you know what? It is pretty much like I've got plenty of them, so I can speak about it. Near death experiences that simply you are way too light, and you don't want to get back to your physical body because it is like, what in the world is that? I don't want to go back. Yeah, I'm light. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean, your consciousness, it's thinking. I don't want to say thinking. It is comprehending the whole situation like that, and then you are going bad. Sorry, my bad. You are going back, and you are like, nah, why in the world back again to my body? I will be so heavy. And once you go back to your body, you are heavy. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
once you are back in your body and you absolutely stop to feel this feeling, this quote unquote easy, or let's say ease yourself feeling, and bam, it's quote unquote fine. Of course it's not fine. So I'm just trying to describe my own personal observation from traveling through wormhole, and my wife is feeling absolutely the same stuff, because just by the way, my wife is on this mission with me too. Absolutely same feelings, or impressions. It is weird. It is very weird. Oh man. Yeah.
I want to share with you. I found the picture of this man. I wanted to know if you knew about him.
Okay.
His name is Egon Chalakian, and he's talking about
I know.
Earth is about to destroyed, and he's from CERN, and he lived very close to where I grew up.
Okay.
He's from MIT, and he's telling everyone that we're getting destroyed. And he's from CERN. So you just said, how the elite try to control everyone and giving us this warning and playing God, essentially, jumping through and changing time and all that.
Oh,
but so
definitely.
You've never seen him before?
Because for us, if you are believing in God, or if not, or let's say there is something like nature, higher purpose, or whatsoever, let's say there are things among us, they should simply stay secret. Like, nah, do you know what I mean? If, for example, if you are a little child, and you don't know, but you are curious, right? And there is open fire or something like that, and your mother just took your hand, will take your hand, of course, quotes in quotes, if it is safe to do so, close enough, and the it will get so hot, way too hot for you, and you start to cry. But it's a warning. Don't do this crap, because you can get burned. And you are small. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But we are not like that. We as a humanity, do you know what I mean? As a mankind, we simply always want to do something, And something, this something, quotes in quotes, is, or let's say we are talking about stuff that should stay, they should remain hidden, okay? For one very good reason. One very good reason, aka because we are people and we are making mistakes, okay? You know
Right.
what I'm trying to, even without any bad intention, we can make things, we can make mistakes, and it will end up bad. I mean, terribly bad, okay?
Yeah, that's, it's kind of built in. Humans make mistakes. That's how they learn.
Yeah.
And even animals, same thing. The young animal, the child, or like say the little puppy,
Yeah.
has to figure out what hurts, what doesn't, what they can do, what they can't do. And so it's a process. And so as we're navigating these more complex things, especially regarding our context of existence, there's a lot of mistakes that are happening in which we're feeling the residual effect of, such as Montauk. Montauk is a
Yeah,
perfect
exactly.
example. So it's been how many years since Montauk? It was like 40 years or?
Oh yeah, something like that.
And so
Plus minus like 2 3. Yeah, you are right.
So that there are people that are looking for the anomalies, which is reasonable that they would be doing that, or that they would expect that something would happen in that location during this time because of the steps completed. So this is like the second, right? If it's the accurate timing. But there's anomalies coming through in all different directions. We've had a conversation about that.
Just by the way, sorry, but I need to make important note. Sorry, my bad. Important note. I can't speak. Sorry for that, because I'm that excited. Speaking about Montauk, Project Montauk, in first half of 80s, or let's say the edge of 70s and 80s, more than 80%, so we are talking 4 out of 5 homeless people, they were simply gone from New York. Just by the way.
That was the 70s, and they were just removed, extracted.
Give me a second. The end of 70s, respectively start of or maybe we are talking first half of 80s day. So organizations and corporations, they were making Montauk project. They took 80% of homeless people from New York, I mean New York City, and do you know what I mean, broader New York, and I will say you why. They were ideal subjects for them. I know it is humiliating to say, to talk about people as about subjects, but it is how it is, or let's say it was how it was at that time. Because look, most of those people, they were outlaws. They don't have families, or they don't have no boundaries with their families. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hey, nobody will look up for those people anyway. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
And bam, period. That was it. Easiest way how to get somebody to make experiments on. I'm just saying, okay? I mean, yeah, for many people, they are listening to us, it will be like, what the heck is Insider talking about? But guys, I mean, my friends, fellow friends, it was how it was.
Yeah, and you hear about information regarding Montauk and how they were like kids that were like drifters, like I mean, there's a big surfing community around there, you know, in the
Yeah.
summertime, the Hamptons. And so you have the very wealthy and then those kids that probably, you know, travel for surfing or for hanging out. And I tell everyone, it sounds really weird, but I know some bunch of them jumped into a reality where there was a surfing and everything. And then I thought, I'm wondering if that's because of the timing
Yeah,
of
yeah, you are right.
that's what's going on in Hawaii too, that some of that spilled over into Hawaii and some of these other areas where we're having problems right now. Just because
Yeah.
it does something after the was it the 20 and back or the 20 jump happens, then
Yeah, you are
it does
right.
something in
Yeah,
between. Yeah.
yeah. Or let's say through the process. This is another phrase, army phrase, through the process. Or let's say during the process, yeah.
Yeah, it brings like an additional anomaly of some sort, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are right. And do you know what is the problem? I will tell you one, let's say, very interesting thing. Let's say the trick. You've got pretty much only two possible outcomes about multiple anomalies. This is like babushka, or let's say matryoshka. Do you know what I mean? The dolls, very small doll and bigger doll, bigger doll, bigger doll, bigger doll. Either you will have absolute chaos, like total mayhem, and you are like, oh my god, we are screwed. Okay, so either this, or it will create certain, let's say, what, certain extremely complicated and complex pattern, but only those highest, let's say, most intelligent people will see. How can I say it? Okay, I got parallel. Will see the forest despite the leaves and despite the trees. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Because there are leaves, there are benches, then we've got trees. You know what I mean? And then, oh, okay. I got it. We need to go just a little bit more far away, and then just a little bit more higher. Ah, okay. And now we can see forests. Do you know what I mean? Wilderness. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And this extremely complicated wilderness, like, we are seeing the wilderness. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, either extremely complicated and complex order, right, pattern, or absolute chaos, and you are screwed in the second variation, or option, if you want to call it that way. But pretty much you are, most times, in most cases, or let's say most contexts of existence, you are screwed in the first option too, and I will tell you why. Because there are no, I don't know, Einsteins, no Hawkings, do you know what I mean? Who will, I mean, long story short, no smart people smart enough to bring this kind of complex stuff to daily life. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So you said that you found this context of existence that you like, and all the scientists are there. Do we not have any scientists over here to help us in this one? What do you say? Like, you know,
this is the problem. I don't know. I don't know if there are any living one. Okay, because Einstein is not living. Stephen Hawking dead too.
But are they alive over in that other context of
And
existence.
that's the problem. I mean, this is not good. So many people, okay, so many great people that they are here in this context of existence. It is, let's say, it is making me sick on the stomach. Like, what in the world? This is no, 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 no. I don't like that. This is bad. Or for example, alto with double A, very famous Finnish architect. It is pretty much, and please, I am not saying anything good or bad about Illuminati, okay? But he was like sacred geometry. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like Vitruvian man from what it was from Da Vinci. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Vitruvian man. This kind of man in the circle, and alto with double A on the start of the surname. He was from Finland. Alvar Aalto, yeah, exactly. And it was like, what in the world? What in the world? Why all those people are here? What is the deal here? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Alvar Aalto. And it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? Because he was way too smart, and every single stuff what he made or so. I mean, what he projected, it is way too complex, way too perfect. Do you know what I mean? And
so he's designing the homes over there in that context of existence.
not only homes, churches, I don't know, the shopping malls and so on. But it is not like about being, quotes in quotes, being fancy. It is about perfection. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Not like this, definitely not. But do you know what I mean? Aspects of that. I mean, aspects for acoustics, for pictures. I mean, if they are filming, cinemas or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, something is wrong here, because there are way too many people. They are geniuses. They are perfect. Like, no, I don't like that. Definitely not. I don't like this. Something is wrong here, okay? Don't ask me what. Something is wrong. And my question is, what is wrong? Because do you have any idea? I mean, you are here expert in field from what? Psychics or what? So just
I'm an interdimensional seer, so sometimes I am seeing into these other realities. And I told you that I was seeing what looked like these it almost looked like something from the Grand Canyon, but maybe something a little bit more particular, where like there were like these tall peaks of red rock. And it was the earth, and I was standing on it, and it felt like it was glass, and I was looking down into it, but I was standing on this glass. And then as I walked further out, then another portion of the earth looked like it was a piece of the moon. And it was almost like they patched our world together in a really weird way. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? Like, I was seeing through, like, essentially the matrix part, and seeing what was actually the architecture of how things looked at that time. And I'm like, well, so there something's happening where they're trying to piece things together to keep it going. I know that you've worked on that personally.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, no, I was just like that. I was a little startled, to be honest with you.
And then, for example, another genius, of course, we are talking about Alto, we are talking about directly Einstein. Then But you know, he was alive for many years. We are talking about what is
Tesla too.
Yeah, Tesla, and
There's mathematicians you were naming, and also James Dean you mentioned.
yeah,
You mentioned
James Dean, yeah, James Dean.
Yeah, and like how he got other actors
And Hawking,
too.
Stephen Hawking, yeah,
Stephen
Stephen
Hawking
Hawking.
is over there.
And that's the problem. This is something is wrong with this reality. It doesn't make sense for me. No, I don't like this. And you know what? Just by the way, I met Oppenheimer. Pretty much the let's say father of the first nuclear program. Do you know what I mean? He's Julius. What is his name? Oh, Robert Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Yep.
So you met him, and you know his.
But give me a second, please. Let me finish the idea in the first place, and in the second place, make some sort of fill in. It is not like now I met them on the street and so on. No, I met them, all of them, and we talked for hours. Okay, it doesn't make sense for me. It is, what the heck is going on here? Of course, not with me, but with the whole unit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Oh my God. It is like they searched for us and they've got, they are sending messages or something like that. And then one gentleman from Scandinavia, Olaf, was with us, and there were this kind of code language we didn't understand, and he understand it. Oh, of course, I met Fermi. I mean,
Yep.
sorry, my bad. We met Fermi, Enrico, and it is so crazy.
So you said
we
Olaf?
met JFK, just by the way, and he talked about the thing, I mean, mind-blowing thing, why he was killed. I cannot talk about it, okay? But this thing is pretty much why, I mean, I don't want to say it is main, but it is one of the key reasons why my bad, the elites are keeping, or let's say kept going on and on, make some sort of reset, or let's say they can delay their great reset. That means that they will be wiped out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And this is big. And it's like we were, for example, in cafeteria or restaurant or something like that, and we were in separate. That means separate, do you know what I mean? Like box, and like closed, do you know what I mean? Company. We were there talking about things, and then suddenly out of nowhere, one by one, those gentlemen, they simply, you know, visit to meet us, and we were like, what the heck is going on? They know what I mean. It doesn't make sense for us.
Peter,
oh my God
how could you tell us that you know why JFK, why they wanted to hurt him, and you know the answer and you can't share that with us? It's like teasing us, you know?
Because I don't know if it will be not quotes in quotes atomic bomb. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can talk about certain things, but it will start way too big Do you know what I'm trying to say? Way too big wave of, how can I say, way too big butterfly effect, or let's say domino effect of events, and I don't want to cause about it. My bad. I don't want
It's already
to cause
happening.
it.
That's already happening. And we don't have a lot of time.
This will be a whole another level. Believe me, this will be whole another level. No, I am not talking about crisis, 2007 2008 crisis. I am not talking about the Yellow Vest protests. I am not talking about pandemic. I am not talking about Arabic Spring since 2010. I'm not talking about those civil wars from 2000. Arabic Spring started in 2010. Then what they are, civil wars in Syria, in what they are, in Yemen in 2014, and all kind of those stuff. Then separatists war in Ukraine the same year, 2014. No, I am not talking about this. This will be absolutely the same, my bad, sorry, the whole next level crap. Believe me, it will be literally like thing hit the fan, and I don't want to cause about, I don't want to cause this, because it will be like, for example, okay, like 35 years ago, there was internet, but not available for public, right? 35 years ago. But try to think what will happen then once, and there will be no internet. No, like no internet. Of course, we know that there are plenty of places, locations that people now what internet what in their languages. But try to think, if we are talking about I don't know, 70-80% of Earth, when even very slow, very slow, but yeah, internet connection exists, internet connection is available, and then simply somebody or something somehow no internet. Or for example, I don't know, no, this is not like that. Let's say, bam, no electricity, like from public sources. Do you know what I mean? Like from electric power plants. No, nothing. And this is something like that, or maybe even more. Okay, this is something like that.
Can I ask you, are you saying that they can actually maybe shift us energetically back in time where these things didn't exist, and then we don't have any infrastructure, no internet,
any more modern infrastructure? Yeah.
Son of a bee. That's
no, you please don't. Sorry.
Jesus. That's no, that makes sense. That I know, Peter. That's crazy.
Okay.
The games they're playing with us.
Long story short. You get it. But please, I am not saying this. You know, I said something. You make certain you know, propositions, and okay. But I never said anything.
But you know, Robert Kennedy is running for office now. Is he behind him trying to get the information out? Because he's putting information out.
Give me a second. You are saying this?
Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. is out there.
You
know,
are
talking.
saying this. I am not saying anything. Do you know what I'm trying to say right now?
Yes, you're not allowed to talk about it, but I'm talking about it. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't want to get you in trouble, Peter.
Give me a second, please. Okay. And this is my question. Initial question. What do you think? Do you understand me what I'm talking about? If something extremely crazy will happen.
It's
They will shift us to this era. There were give me a second. What they were? Steam machines,
Jeez.
and only. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if even quote unquote standard electricity, but this gas. Do you know what I mean? Gas lighting. Do you know what I mean? Gas lighting system, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. And bam, we will be. Do you know what I mean? We will be pretty much.
That's the mud flood. I mean, that's like what they did with the mud flood, and they had all this technology, and suddenly we didn't even know how to make an electric car. You know what I mean? And they had all this other stuff.
I'm not seeing this, but there you go.
It's the same ones for what, thousands of years, Peter?
You are saying it. I am not saying anything.
I know they're bastards, Peter. They're really bad. They're really, really bad. What they've been doing here.
Give me a second. I am not saying this, okay? No, I am not saying this. I am saying that why JFK definitely was needed to be removed, because he got that kind of info, or let's say discrediting stuff about them. Let's call them elite, them aka it equals elite, that they will be wiped out. It will be like, nah, do you know what? F you idiots. I mean, come on, people. We'll show them the middle finger, and the whole system will collapse. Okay?
So you're trying to, we're kind of talking around this a bit, but there's a smarter way to do things.
This is important. And now we are hearing this kind of extremely crazy, weird ass. Sorry for that, but I will definitely not pardon for language, because this is how it is. In this weird ass, crazy, complicated, puzzled reality, we are here in order to get what exactly happened in year 2032, in order to prevent that, to get back to this context. I mean, our own original context of existence, our original timeline, and to merge with quotes unquote positive one, with good one timeline or context of existence, call it as you like, and that will be it. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, 100%, Peter.
Okay, so this is my question. What do you think about the stuff what we discussed in this show? Because we can do, I mean, I made certain time more, because initially it was like, I don't know, 50 minutes or maybe 1 hour, but I made certain more amount of time for these shows, especially because it's like, okay, it is good show, why in the world not? So this is the question. If you want to ask something specifically.
Well, I just want to make sure that you kind of explained everything that you wanted to explain regarding this. Was it the puzzle reality? We were also talking about drones.
Yeah. Drones are. I think it is way too big topic. I mean, drones in our original initial reality, and drones are here in this reality, if even we can call it reality. I mean, drones are everywhere, and it is, let's say, it is bad. They are everywhere. They are monitoring you. It is like CCTV. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's everywhere. It's like, nah, you don't want to have that.
So you told me that it's a reality that is constructed. It's naturally constructed with a type of drones, and that just merged with us.
I don't want to say merged, but let's say heavily bleeding through. Let's call it that way. Let's call it that way.
So, I mean, and that's, surveillance,
Yeah.
And so we're being heavily watched through everything that we do, wherever we go, kind of like the Chinese social credit system where they're watching everybody.
Do you know what? In this reality, comparing this, not reality, context of existence with Chinese social credit system, it's nothing. I mean, I'm talking like, how can I say?
Minority Report?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So we're in the Minority Report right now.
Please, I don't want to judge your reality / our original, but in this reality, it's like, bam, the Minority Report movie, it hits it, it nailed it, okay? Literally. My oh my, it is crazy. It is pretty much like in China. I mean, you are criticizing it. I mean, social credit system and so on. And those drones here, they are all over the place. They are monitoring you. They are doing, my bad. They are watching what you are doing, and so on and so on and so on. It is pretty much like if you are, quotes in quotes, good boy, or if you are just a little bastard. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Am I?
It feels that way. I almost felt like I didn't want to leave the house. Like, I get really empathic and I pick up when there's something weird going on. And yeah, I was feeling uncomfortable when I went outside. I couldn't put my finger on it. So it makes sense. I don't usually feel that, but it had like a weirdness to it. I mean, not that I'm doing anything. Driving to the store and picking up groceries isn't a crime, but it's just that feeling of knowing
yes,
that,
because it's, for example, okay, for example, through the drone, just through the drone, and they get it. Like I don't want to say elites, but through the doctors and records. Okay, you are, your name is Jessica here and here. I don't want to say your surname, and then they are like, okay, female, this, I mean the age group, and if you have underweight, normal weight, or if you are overweight, and for example, what you are buying. Give me a second, I will explain it. It's just a little bit more complicated. And why you will go, quote in quotes, bad score for social credit system according what you are buying, okay? For example, alcohol, nah, it's bad. Cigarettes, nah, it's bad. And I don't know what they are.
Processed food, maybe.
Fast foods, or how can I call it, prepared food, you just throw it to microwave and you will have it in a few minutes, or groceries or something. Everything of this will be considered as bad because, in a second, this logic, I mean, quotes in quotes, unlogic. This is like, what the heck is wrong? Because this can make, I don't want to say make, this can cause you some, or let's say certain diseases, especially alcohol and cigarettes, but then fats, then groceries, and so on and so on. And if you go to another shop and you buy fruits, vegetables, or I don't know, flour and what so and so on and so on. So you can make I don't know, a healthy salad, or I don't know, cook, I don't know, bake pizza. I don't know how to properly say that. What will be good for your health? The first one, first category. It's like no, this is bad, because it will make your health state worse. But it is not about you. Forget that. No, it is. You will cause the healthcare system more money. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
They are not care. They don't care about you as a, I don't know how can I say it, as a human, as a living being. For them, you are just a number, exactly as George Orwell, 1984. Okay, this is not about you as about human, about living being. No, they are thinking only about costs, about I don't know, money. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like that. And second half, or let's say second part, that means healthy foods. No, they don't care that you will get healthier, you will have better, or let's say longer life, or more happier life. No. They are only thinking about one thing, that they will not give you medications, or let's say they will give you less medication. And this is it. This is how right now in this reality, how it is working, slash how it is not working, because it's absolutely twisted, wicked, and I don't know how to call it. This is literally like Big Brother, like literally Big Brother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that Big Brother can go.
No, I'm just trying to say, okay? I'm just trying to make some sort
here
of
now, and
yeah, but I'm just saying it is absurd, in absurd way. Here, do you know what I'm trying to say? Here, in this reality, do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yep, I understand, and it wasn't here before. Now it is, and so we have to I don't know, evolve or do something to remove it.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I saw too was that there was an asteroid that was taken and it was put into our core. This guy brought it up. I think I showed you earlier, that guy that was working with CERN, he brought that up. And then in this movie that I watched recently, Asteroid City, an alien comes and takes the asteroid, and he's holding on to the asteroid. And so I saw them actually put it into the core and then creating this anomalies and problems. And so I was trying to, figure out when I saw the movie, I'm like, well, that's really weird, because I was watching that part. And then I see where the alien literally steals the asteroid and then reuses it. But there's that asteroid belt that we've had a lot of problems. And this movie just came out. And
we talked about that too before recording that show. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, and I thought this was interesting. It's in the movie, and that's what they were talking about. It's going on in Peru, is the guys, flying around in some kind of equipment like this. And
what
I thought,
is just, by the way, way too close. Let's say way too similar with this kind of what it is, with this kind of phenomena, what local people are witnessing in Peru. It is way too, how can I say it, way too similar for being a coincidence. Just by the way, okay? I'm just
Yeah, they're the they call them the face peelers, the pelicaris. But yet that someone says, "Oh no, they're flying around in this technology," and I'm like, "Well, what's going on with this movie then?"
Hey,
yeah,
please,
you know,
please. Does this make sense? Okay. Look, the movie will came out, and in the pretty much same time, this is happening in Latin America, and of course not in Peru only. It is in Chile, but technically they are not talking about it like that because they've got cattle, and those farmers and ranchers, they are way too strict about once their cattle is dying and so on and so on. So it is not that kind of in mainstream media, just by the way.
Yeah, no, they're not talking to. So who are those people that are over in Peru?
Okay, ask me easier question. No,
they're from another context of existence, or are they?
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. They are from another context of existence, but we don't know. We don't know which kind of race. Of course, alien race they are. Okay.
When I saw the Android, I heard the name Phaeton. So now I don't know. This is rather large, but is it possible that the Phaeton, they could have done an overlay or something in our core, creating this weird anomaly, which was, I think, originally part of the asteroid belt related to Maldek, the explosion, the destruction of that major planet. So that they were just trying to show the scales. I don't know. It was just something I'm still trying to fully understand. But you imagine that something like this gets into the core of a planet, and what it would do.
That would be kind of interesting situation. Oh my gosh.
Which would explain why things would be, accelerating. Why the water is not, the oceans are not operating properly. Why we're going in retrograde, because it would have a different magnetic field and maybe even a different path. Yeah. So I was just, trying to sort out what in the world's going on. And let's see. So I've got a ton of these little articles, and also these shiny people, right? And then
let's say this is ongoing case, or aka hot case, and in hot mission. And do you know what does it mean? Mission shouldn't be jeopardized, aka I cannot talk about it.
But I wanted to point out, so, and look at Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
and she looks like she's glowing in the same way.
But she's not Taylor Swift. She's, Janet Shaw.
Janet Shaw, but she's glowing just like that other creature that they videotaped.
Yep.
So that we have like some sort of invasion. They're using, shape-shifting and using people's bodies.
Pretty much something like that.
Peter, for you to move into this other context of existence, are you telling us that we're in a lot of trouble, and you're exiting, or
that's the stuff we were sent here to to understand in the first place what the heck is going on in our initial, that means our normal of context of existence. And in order to reverse it, reverse and make some sort of good changes, and then to make it normal, or let's say to make the directioning to the normal stuff. No, do you know what I mean?
Right, I do.
That's it.
I do.
That's it.
I think that sums it up, because that's what you've been doing all along. You've been going on these missions. You're like foreshadowing, or you're looking into the future, or not to be for the purpose of being prophetic, but to actually have an idea of where we're directed, what direction we're headed in at this time, and how that you can prepare or try to fix it in some way.
So that's at least from my point of view, that's it for today. I don't know if it is good enough for you or not.
It's perfect. It's perfect, Peter. Thank you. We appreciate your time and the knowledge that you had to share. And it was very, very interesting, some of the points you brought up. And I appreciate it for all that you're doing over there as well right now.
Oh, so yeah, this is crazy here. Believe me, this is crazy. It's like NLS, next level shoot, as we are calling it, NLS.
Yeah, well, you keep us up to date with what's going on, and we'll continue on this end. I will continue observing and looking and making notes of what I'm seeing that's going on around us, and we're going to do things carefully and cautiously, because I think in the end we win.
Yeah, so this is it. I would just want to thank you for another opportunity to be on your channel. I want to say thank you to all of our regular, maybe not so regular listeners, and stay safe, and I'm looking forward for next time. Till then, hold tight, and bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, and until next time, we will be back again for another show. Take care, stay strong. Thank you for your support, and have a good day.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you.